So, Anthony, recently, it was probably the beginning or towards mid-January, the Canadian government put what we call a ban, or what the media was calling a ban, on international buyers going in and purchasing homes in Canada. Okay, so this has there has been a lot of buzz around this. Obviously, a lot of hype behind this. It's a little misleading because you can buy certain homes if you're an international buyer. So I want you to come on and shed some light on this situation. More importantly, though, is how has the Canadian real estate ban affected the Canadian market? We've got shops all over Canada.
And our shops are actually doing very well in Canada, and surprisingly with a lot of non-Canadians. So I can share a little bit. First of all, in American politics, usually our politicians are either are very good at how we name something. You're calling it the ban, but the actual name is even more fearsome. It's the Prohibition on the Purchase of Residential Property by Non-Canadians Act.
Wow.
Now, that pretty well sounds like there's no chance that you can buy something if you're not a Canadian in Canada. But that's actually not the case. There's actually several opportunities there for non-Canadians, and if you're a non-Canadian that's looking at maybe finally buying that cabin, that ski cabin up in the ski country in Canada, this is not an issue for you. If you're looking at buying that little cottage in cottage part of Canada, this is not an issue for you. As a matter of fact, it's an opportunity, because a lot of people who are not as informed as somebody who is listening and paying attention to you might not be aware of. The ban only is for really the more populated areas, the dense areas. And it's only on specific types of property. So if you're looking at buying an income property in Canada, let's say 4 or more units, then you're also good to go. So there's really a lot of opportunity for Canadians right now, because there's not as much competition from the outside. And I believe that's ultimately what the Canadian government was trying to do, to cool things down a little bit. But there's other people who are not as informed that hear real estate ban or Prohibition on the Purchase of Residential Property by Non-Canadians Act and think, oh, I missed my opportunity. But that is not the case.
How is this affecting the market here in the United States? Are we seeing maybe an influx of buyers that were like, well, you know what, now that we're banned, and if they didn't look into this thing, are they maybe moving now towards the United States, or are they moving somewhere else?
We are seeing, I don't know that I can specifically relate it to the Canadian ban, but what we are seeing again is an uptick in non-citizens of the United States purchasing in the U.S. We're seeing more people coming from Europe again as the euro gets a little healthier. Mm-hmm. We are seeing Canadians coming back into the U.S. and buying in parts of the U.S. So the nice thing about the Canadian market, but also the U.S. market, is this is a very safe market, relatively speaking, globally. People like investing and owning real estate in the United States. And now is a good time to be doing that. There's really never a bad time to be buying real estate in the United States. I guess there's the exception to that rule is if you're somebody who's buying spec, maybe it's a little more challenging right now. But if you're buying to live in the home or to be in that home for years with your family and enjoy a certain lifestyle, there's never a better time to buy real estate than there is right now.